You're listening to turkishsoccer.com's podcast. My name is Ahmet Bob Turgut. Next 15 minutes, we'll talk about what happened in the week 29, and we'll also preview upcoming match in the 30th week. So let's stay tuned. Next 15 minutes, we'll go into details what happened in the past weekend, and we'll also talk about what will happen in the coming week. So in the week 29, there were 33 goals scored, and 5 away teams won their match, and 3 home teams also won their match. Only 2 matches ended with draw. So there was not a lot of draw this weekend. That was a good thing for in the week 29. 33 goals, pretty impressive. And the week 29 started on Saturday, as you know, and as you probably know, Beşiktaş has been playing the first there, and then Galatasaray plays and Fenerbahçe plays. What happens here, Beşiktaş wins, and then they sit home and wait for the other teams to show up or not show up. That's what happened in this weekend too. Beşiktaş played their match on Saturday, and they won, and they stayed on top. And on Sunday, Galatasaray at home, disaster score, tied against Sivasspor. On Monday, just today, Fenerbahçe in away match, and they beat Konya in Konya. So the things are heating up in the bottom of the league and also on top of the league. So as I mentioned to you this in my last couple podcasts, there's going to be a 3-way race on the top. But if we look at the bottom of the Turkish Super Lig, it is changing very, very rapidly. I'll go into details because a lot of those teams are winning their games at the bottom, and they're surprising a lot of teams. And one little note, those teams who are struggling in the bottom will play against the teams who are in title chase. So it's going to be a very interesting weekend coming up in the week 30th and after that too. The reason why I'm saying this, because let's face it, we have 12 more weeks to go in this Turkish Super League. Lots of games to played yet. That's why it's very hard to call who will win the championship and who will go down as a relegation zone teams. You remember, in the Turkish Super League, we have 21 teams. So in the 21 teams, we're going to have teams going down. 4 teams will go down. So it's going to be a very rough road in the coming weekends, in the weeks, I should say. So let's run down the scores and results in the week 29 for you. Saturday, there were 2 matches. Denizlispor was at home, and Denizlispor, one of the relegation zone teams, beat Malatyaspor, Yeni Malatyaspor 3-2 at home, and they surprised a lot of people, and they're going to be surprising a lot of teams in the future coming up matches. And also on Saturday, as I mentioned to you, Beşiktaş at home beat Gaziantep 2-1. Vincent Abubakar scored both goals for Beşiktaş, and Vincent Abubakar has 15 goals so far, and Bofenza is the leading goal scorer in the Turkish Super League with 18 goals. And following Abubakar with 13 goals is Kyle Larin, and following Kyle Larin is Bakasetas, the Greek national team player with 12 goals. So it'll be very interesting to see who will finish as top scorer in the Turkish Super League. On Sunday, we had 4 matches. Fatih Karagümrük at home lost to one of the relegation zone team, Ankaragücü. Ankaragücü beat Fatih Karagümrük in away match 1-0. Ever since their coach, Ankaragücü coach, came to scene, Hikmet Karaman, they're really moving up in the standings. And also, Gençler Birliği, another Ankara team, they lost at home against Başakşehir. As you know, the defending champions of last season, they won their match in Ankara away match. This was a must-win for Başakşehir, but they're not out of the danger zone yet. They need to win matches. As Gençler Birliği, after losing this match, Gençler Birliği just today hired a new coach, former Beşiktaş player, Turkish national team player, İbrahim Üzülmez will be coaching Gençler Birliği upcoming their match against Fenerbahçe this weekend in the 30th week. And Hatay lost to Kayserispor, another struggling team trying to get out of the relegation zone. Kayserispor beat Hatay in Hatay 3-1. In last game on Sunday, Galatasaray at home tied with Sivasspor 2-2. One of the Sivasspor's goal came by American USA national team player Tyler Boyd. And Galatasaray, both goals scored by Falcao. Falcao came back and he scored one goal and one was from the PK, penalty kick. So Galatasaray losing last weekend and tying this weekend, it's not looking good for things for Galatasaray and Fatih Terim. And right now, they're in the second place. They lost the first place to Beşiktaş. They have to shape up and if they want to win this championship. But it's going to be a tougher road for them after losing, in the last weekend and tying this weekend. They have lost at least 4 points. And you remember, Beşiktaş already had the bye week. Galatasaray has bye week coming up. And Trabzonspor has a bye week. And Fenerbahçe also has a bye week. So right now in the standings, Beşiktaş has a better advantage. I want to say this to all of you. On Monday, we had 4 matches. Today, Trabzon at home lost to Alanyaspor 3-1. This was a disaster score. Alanya beat Trabzonspor in Trabzon 3-1. In Antalya tied with Kasımpaşa 1-1. Göztepe at home today beat Erzurumspor, another relegation zone team. And Konya at home lost to Fenerbahçe. Fenerbahçe played very good in the first half. They looked very good. And Pelkas, Greek national team player, was injured and collided with opponent player, was taken to hospital. And the last word from Fenerbahçe officials, he is doing good. He was on the bus with the team. So Pelkas, one of the bright stars, it's going to be in the Turkish Super Lig, really affecting. After Mesut Özil gone with injury, I think Pelkas in the midfield is going to be a star if Fenerbahçe wants to win matches. So Pelkas should be impact player for Fenerbahçe. One thing that we see today in Fenerbahçe's forwards scored goals in the first 35-40 minutes in the first half. They played really good. Now, after these matches, let me run down to you the standings. First place with Beşiktaş 60 points and Galatasaray with 58 points in second place. Also with 58 points, Fenerbahçe is in third place. Trabzonspor fell behind the chase, so they're no longer in the chase. They're in the fourth place with 51 points, and Alanyaspor and Hatayspor follows Trabzonspor with 46 points. Now, on the bottom of the league, very interesting. Last place team, Gençler Birliği, 21 points. And 20th place, Denizlispor with 24 points. 19th place, Erzurumspor, 26 points. And 18th place, Ankaragücü, Remember, a couple weeks ago, they were the last team in the league. Now, look at them. They're in the 18th place, trying to get out of the relegation zone with 26 points. Rize, Başakşehir, Kasımpaşa, Kayseri, even Malatya, Konya, they are struggling. If they don't win, they might see themselves in the relegation zone. Now, coming to week 30th. We got week 30th will start on Friday. Beşiktaş plays again on Friday. Başakşehir will host Beşiktaş on Friday. That's the only match. On Saturday, you have matches, 4 matches. Sivasspor against Fatih Karagümrük. Alanya will be at home against Antalya. Rize will host Hatayspor. Kayseri will host Galatasaray. Very important match. Kayseri is the team that is trying to get points to trying to get out of that relegation zone, which they did. And Kayseri Galatasaray match should be very interesting again. On Sunday, Ankaragücü Göztepe, very important match. Gaziantep against Denizli. That's another important match too. Erzurum will host Trabzonspor. Erzurum, as you know, in the relegation zone. And Fenerbahçe will be at home against Gençlerbirliği. And Gençlerbirliği is the last team. And they have a new coach. Look for surprise there. On Monday, there's only one match. Kasımpaşa will be at home against Konyaspor. After these matches finishes, in the middle of the week on Tuesday, Turkish Cup semifinals will be playing. And Beşiktaş will face Başakşehir, this time in Beşiktaş Vodafone Stadium. And Wednesday, Antalya will host Alanya on March 17th. So March 16th, Beşiktaş will face Başakşehir in the Turkish Cup semifinals. On Wednesday, Antalya will host Alanyaspor. The winners will be playing for final match in the Turkish Cup semifinals. In the final match. So we got lots of football in the Turkish Super Lig, and non-stop football goes on in the Turkish Super Lig in Turkey, and we have 12 more weeks to be played these matches yet. So nothing is over yet as far as on top, because if you look at it, the advantage on Beşiktaş side, because they're playing before Galatasaray and Fener. Also, they don't have a bye anymore because they already used their bye week the last couple weeks ago, and Galatasaray has to sit a week, and Fenerbahçe has to sit home a week while Beşiktaş played their game. So if you look at the standings, and Beşiktaş being on top with 2 points difference with 60 points, if they keep winning, especially this weekend, but I'm going to be honest with you, playing against Başakşehir, and Başakşehir is struggling in the relegation zone, right above the relegation zone, and they have a forward, used to play for Beşiktaş, Dembaba, and he scored this past weekend the only goal for Başakşehir. So it's not going to be an easy match for Beşiktaş. And we'll see what happens if they win, and then they stay on top, and they will wait for Galatasaray and Fenerbahçe how they will do, and then they get ready for their Turkish Cup semifinal match on Tuesday against Başakşehir again. So, again, lots of games. Listen to my podcast wherever you listen to your podcast. See you next time. My name is Ahmet Bob Turgut.